Hi, Christina. It's Wednesday, which means tomorrow I have an economics exam. So, this is what I learned in week one of economics. So, let me start off by saying economics is just the allocation of scarce resources. Resources include land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. So, how do people and businesses make decisions about where to allocate their resources? They do this basically by following principles of economics, even if they don't mean to. Now, there are seven main principles of economics, but I'm just going to go over one of them, and that's rational people think at the margin. This is the most basic rule that people rely on when talking about economics and when actually making decisions. A rational people just means that a person is self-interested and wants to maximize the amount of satisfaction they get from a trade-off, which is also another principle. Now, thinking at the margin just means instead of thinking in terms of I'm going to buy 50 pretzels, thinking at the margin just means you're thinking about the next unit. So, is it worth the money to buy an extra pretzel if it's going to make me less hungry? Rational people want to maximize their utility, which is the satisfaction and efficiency of the trade-off, and rational firms want to maximize their profit. So, how do firms and households interact? Firms being businesses and households being normal people. Basically, their interaction can be described in a circular flow model. So, you've got you over here, this is the household, and businesses over here. We'll put the market for goods and services up here and the market for factors of production down here. So, households sell stuff to firms, and that's basically land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. So they sell their factors of production to the firms to produce their items. Now, in return for that, the households receive income. They receive money from the firm. Now, the households have to buy stuff in order to live, and they're going to get that from the businesses and firms. So, the firms, in the form of sales, contribute to the market for goods and services, and the households purchase their items. Now, in return for the sales, the firms get revenue, and we'll just put consumer spending over here. Now let's talk about maximizing profit. Now businesses want to obtain the most profit possible, so they want to increase their efficiency and hopefully max out their efficiency. So we use the production possibilities frontier for this. Now a couple things we have to assume is that there's only one country or one firm. There are two goods, one's a consumer good and one's a capital good. I'll explain those a little bit later. And it's over one period of time, which is usually about a year or a month, or something easy to calculate like that. And we're just trying to find out the maximum that can be produced given the resources and technologies that are available. Okay, let's assume that we are a firm that can make either steel or chocolate bars, or both. Now, I can use either all of my resources to make steel, and I'll get 5,000 tons of steel, or I can use all of my resources to make chocolate bars and get 2,000 chocolate bars. Also, I can split up my time, so let's say I make 4,500 tons of steel and 1,000 tons of chocolate bars. 4,000 tons of steel and 1,500 chocolate bars, 2,000 tons of steel and 1,900 chocolate bars, and let's just say 1,000 tons of steel and 500 chocolate bars. Something went wrong. Let's also just put this up. Now, the production possibilities frontier outlines something called opportunity cost. And that basically means whatever you're giving up to get something else. So when you travel from A to C, you're giving up 500 tons of steel and you're getting 1,000 chocolate bars. And when you're traveling from C to D, you give up 500 tons of steel and you get 500 chocolate bars. This basically means that our opportunity cost is increasing as we produce more chocolate bars and less steel. Now, anytime we're on the production possibilities frontier, we're operating efficiently. If something happens and we can only produce 1,000 tons of steel and 500 chocolate bars at point F, then we are operating inefficiently and something is wrong. Um, in a similar manner, it's impossible to operate at G because that's more than our given resources. So there's a couple things that can move the frontier in or out. An outward shift implies there's new technology or more resources, and an inward shift implies a decrease in efficiency all around, usually because something went wrong with the resources or a production line or something like that. Something to really take note of is that the production possibilities frontier is curved, which means that we have an increase in opportunity cost. So what happens when there's no curve? What situation would cause that? Well, let's assume that you have an allowance of $10 a week, okay? And your constant opportunity cost is pretty much due to the fact that you only have $10. When we were making chocolate and steel, different things would be more efficient at producing chocolate and other things would be more efficient at producing steel. But when you only have $10 to spend, you can either see 2 movies or you can eat 10 ice creams. And because movies are $5, you can either give up 1 movie and have 5 ice creams, you can see both the movies and have no ice creams, or you can buy 10 ice creams for $2 a piece and not see any movies. Usually though, because the goods are different, there's usually different inputs that go into them.
Alright, I'm going to stop it right there just because it's getting kind of late and I actually do have to really sit down and study this stuff because it took a while to animate. But yeah, as far as the marry one, kill one, fuck one, I would marry Martha Stewart, obviously. Like, it'd be awesome having her like cook and clean the house and stuff. I would kill Betty White actually, and nothing personal against Betty White, but like she's old, she's on her way out anyway. I'd feel bad about killing Britney Spears, just like out of sympathy. But yeah, the second part of this animation, I want to get an actual digipad and like be able to draw, because I was doing doodles on my notepad trying to come up with stuff for this, and I like my style of actual drawing pen on paper, so I think I'm going to invest in a digipen or just borrow one of my friends. But yeah, so my question to you would probably be, what's your favorite kind of dinosaur? Mine would be, now you can't say Tyrannosaurus. Mine would probably be the Stegosaurus, one with the really long neck. Wait, is that Stegosaurus? I think that's Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus. I would pick Brachiosaurus because it's got a really long neck, and that was Littlefoot. Littlefoot was Brachiosaurus. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to finish this and then probably animate the rest of it tomorrow. And so yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.